Guys, so it is the day after my 10K, and I was supposed to go and get the car battery fixed today, but due to some technical difficulties, that's gonna have to either get taken care of later today or possibly tomorrow. But until then, I'm kind of having a lazy resting day just because I really do not feel good today. It doesn't really have anything to do with the race, but anyway, what I wanted to share was I wanted to film a vlog today, to be honest, and I really don't know what I wanted to talk about. There's a lot of things I wanted to talk about, but I guess one thing I can talk about, which you probably could tell from the title of this video, is kind of like my morning routine, what I'm trying to have my morning routine be anyway. So at about 6, also please apologize for the state of the apartment. I haven't tidied things up yet today. So around 6:30-ish, my Fitbit buzzes to kind of wake me up, and then, or like to start waking my brain up, and then about 6:45 it buzzes again to make sure that I'm actually awake. And either during this time period I'm like trying to just kind of like wake myself up, but I read a devotional, which is not in here. It's a one a day, like in a year devotional. Like there's like a date for each page, which I personally like because a lot of times the devotionals coincide with like whatever's going on during that time of the year, which I think is really cool. That also helps me keep track of where I am. But anyway, so I read that, and then typically by like 6:50-ish I try to be like rolling out of bed, in which I'll get out and then I'll go to the bathroom and I will wash my face. This has become one of my favorite things to do in the morning because it wakes me up. Like no ifs, ands, or buts will wake me up. So what I will use Clean and Clear Morning Burst Facial Cleanser. I like this. It's oil-free. It actually has vitamin C and ginseng in it, which I think is really cool. And then I use my typical Clinique Acne Clearing Lotion. And then this is the only moisturizer that I've used that doesn't give me acne and still moisturizes and hydrates my skin, that I really love. I use the Clinique Dramatically Different Moisturizing Gel. And of course they're made to be used with each other. But I've started using this like every couple of days because it helps wake me up with the grapefruit and peppermint scents, and it also is an exfoliator. So I will do that, and then I will go either into my office in here, and I will have Echo Alexa play music, like yoga music, or depending on how much time I have, I'll light some candles in the living room here, and I'll lay out I have to vacuum today. I'll lay out my yoga mats, which are kind of hiding back here on the corner, and then I have a couple of candles here that I'll light. This is a candle that I light every single morning. It's the Fresh Eucalyptus. I think this is from Anthropology, I want to say. I think I also got it from Francesca's. I'll light that and like do some yoga. I do yoga mostly just kind of wake the rest of my body up, because like now my mind is awake and my face is awake. Obviously I try to wake the rest of my body up by doing some sort of yoga, and I try to do at least 5 minutes, no more than 10, depending on how early I get up and going. If I get up and I get going, then I have time to do more than 10 minutes, which I like doing a more than 10-minute yoga, but more often than not I only have time for more than 5 minutes. So I'll do that. And then depending on what time it is, I'll either sit and do a 5-minute like meditation from either from YouTube. I'll do a Tone It Up one, or I will use the Shine app, the Shine Text app, which has shorter ones, and I'll just do like a pick. Either the daily ritual ones are my favorites, which I'm gonna have to talk about that app because I absolutely love that app. But anyway, I'll sit and I'll do that either in here again or also in the office, and also depends on what I need. If I feel like I'm like stressed, I didn't sleep well, or I had a bad dream, a lot of times I'll dream about work and it just like puts me in the worst of moods to go to work, and so I'll have to sit and like meditate, either pump myself up or whatever I need in that moment. And then typically around that time is when either Jared's woken up or I have to actually start getting ready for work. And first thing I do when it comes to getting ready for work is I'll have Echo here. We're gonna call her Echo. I'll tell her good morning. She turns on the lights and she tells me what the weather's gonna be like. She tells me anything fun or interesting about the day, and then I try to have my work schedule synced up. I'm trying to get Jared's and my work schedule synced up with her, so that way it tells me like everything that's going on, but typically it's not the case. And then she'll play Z88.3, which is a Christian radio station. Typically I have her play a playlist called Common Christian, which is just like really chill, like Christian type music. But more often than not, I'll have her play the radio station just because it's like happy and awake, or it wakes me up. So I'll come in here and I'll do two things. I'll pour a glass of water, and then I'll start my tea. And typically for my tea, what I end up doing is I just grab a mug, I pour about a cup of water in it, heat it up for 2.5 minutes, and then steep. I've got a bunch of different teas here. Again, depends on what I'm in the mood for. Chai vanilla tea is like if I want something more with a cinnamony taste. If my stomach's bothering me, then I'll use the English breakfast black tea. It's honey and vanilla flavored. Or if I want something really sweet, then I'll use the vanilla bean macaroon black tea. And if I want something stronger, then I'll typically add this organic chai tea in with whichever one of those. I'll let that sit and brew for 5 minutes. While that is brewing, I will make my breakfast, which is typically one of two things. It's either toast with avocado and some strawberries on the side, or it is granola with almonds, like shaved almonds here that I have, shaved almonds. So granola, shaved almonds, frozen raspberries, and then sliced up strawberries with almond milk. That's been like my favorite thing lately, but when I want something a little more hearty, then I'll typically get the toast with the avocado and strawberries. So anyway, typically by the time I'm done making breakfast, my tea is ready. Then I put in a little bit of creamer, almond creamer with a little bit of unsweetened almond milk, and then I put in this cafe latte protein, toned up protein. It does have caffeine in it. And with that, I'll either have breakfast in here in the kitchen, or I will go and have it at my desk in the office. But what I typically have, I take my allergy medicine, depending on how my stomach is feeling. I may take I have like a series of like allergy medicine, tummy medicines here. But I have I can't remember what it's called, Care of. My Care of vitamins. Each vitamin pack has, it's a probiotic vitamin, and then there's also another one. I cannot remember what the second vitamin is. I have it written down somewhere, but it's a probiotic one, and then I think it's one that gives you energy of some sort. And so I'll take those, and each vitamin pack has like a saying or a quote. Each month has a different theme. And depending on how I slept, I will take a daily energy vitamin. I try to save these gummies I have like a little pack that I keep in my lunchbox for work. I try to take those, like, last as long as I can, and then take these while I'm at work, so that way it gives me a boost of energy, like while I'm in the middle of my shift. But again, it completely depends on how I slept. So at that point, I finish breakfast, and then either finish breakfast in there, or then I come into the office and I sit here at my desk with my window here, and then I have here, this is all of my marker with my brushes, concealer, my brows, my tinted moisturizer, primer. These are all my favorite palettes. These are my lipsticks. I typically don't use these lipsticks for work. I have a lipstick that's actually in my work bag. These are more concealers. This is an acne concealer. And then these are blushes in case I want to be a little more sparkly. And then after my face is done, down here I have like my hair stuff. And like deodorant. Typically that's the last thing I do before I get dressed, which is over here. I actually have set up here my clothes and things, which you can't really see, to like get dressed, and then I have my work bag, pick my work bag up. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, I do feed Kiki, feed and water Kiki. Typically I do that while I'm making breakfast, and she makes sure I feed her, don't you worry. But anyway, I grab my bag. Typically, my lunch, I try to make sure it's in my lunch box in the fridge already, so I just kind of grab it and go. But yeah, as soon as I'm dressed, I go and I give Jared a kiss goodbye, I give Kiki a kiss goodbye, and then I go off to work. And that's pretty much my average morning routine. The only difference is on days that I have off, like today, I try to stick with the same timeline just so that way I'm in the habit of it. But yeah, that's pretty much my morning routine. I know I have a lot of like the Shine app, and then I actually have an app for my vitamins as well that they remind me every morning to take them, which I really like that. And I'm going to film probably as soon as I'm done with this. I'm going to film another video on healthy apps that I really like. I've really this year gotten into using services that have some sort of app attached to them, just to remind me, and so I can access it better, and it just helps organize everything easier for me. My morning routine is not perfect. I do not always do all these things every single day in that order. I was feeling like crap this morning, and so I just kind of did some light stretches in my bed, and there are days where that's all I do. Thank you all so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button, hit that little bell icon, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.